Hello. So, they put up a post on the Hero Wars Facebook page that goes into detail about all of Amira's skills. So we know what her skills do. So I'm gonna go through and read that for you and kind of talk about it. So it says, so the message here says, "Hi everyone. The new hero will appear in the game with the start of the Mystery of Golden Sands event on April 7th, 5 a.m. UTC. In this article, we'll show you Amira's skills so you can decide whether she is fit to be a support for your team." So they say she's a support, so she's probably a support hero. That's a key detail. I did say that if she's a mage, like we have too many mages in the game already, so being a support is better because it adds more balance. But also, support is a popular branch, so I do think that actually helps a lot of people who've already invested in support. Does make her a bit more, I think, accessible for people. So you have her first skill, Careless Wish. This is her ultimate ability. Amira surrounds each enemy with a whirlwind of cursed gold. Any damage dealt by the enemy weakens the power of the storm around them. After 7 seconds, the whirlwind deals damage based on its remaining power. So I'm pretty sure this is a terrain effect. Like this is kind of like a cursed flame or whatever. Like it's a whirlwind of cursed gold. So this is like a board effect. Right? I said this is actually, it's not like a status effect or anything. It's actually a field effect. That's the right word I'm looking for. Field effect. The second skill is Desperate Fury. For Fury, Amira grants a wish to enemies with the Agility main stats, boosting their critical hit chance for 7 seconds if it was above 0 at the time of activation. Unfortunately, all their critical hits end up missing a target during that time. So a key theme here is that this is actually a buff for the enemy team. It is not a debuff or curse. Like, so she buffs the enemy team's critical hit rate, and then she buffs her own team's evasion rate. Like I said, so this is not a curse or anything. So this is not something that could be blocked by Ode to Serenity or anything, because this is a curse. Like, so some people think this skill might be really good versus critical hit heroes. Maybe, but the problem is that it only causes the critical hit heroes to miss. It doesn't, right? Helios is already a good counter for critical hit heroes. Instead of making the critical hit heroes miss, he kills them outright usually. Like Yasmin usually dies pretty quickly versus Helios. Ishmael, similar theme. So this, like I said, I don't know if she would be a good counter to critical hit heroes. Like, it's certainly not a, especially when Helios is so good at it. She's another option, but Helios kind of has that role locked down pretty well. So I'm not sure that's going to be her main role, but it is kind of a nice passive. The thing is that it actually buffs all heroes who have agility main stats. This actually would be good versus like just regular physical attackers. So I wouldn't say like Yasmin counter like some people said. I would say more of a general more of a general like physical attacker in general, good against marksman warrior type heroes. Like I said, at least ones that do physical damage. I mean, she's not going to be very good versus Arachne. If an Arachne's an agility hero, well, because Arachne does all magic and pure damage, so like I said, making, I guess, her basic attack, which does not that much damage. Like I said, I mean, yeah, so probably not that great versus some of them, but at least the ones who do, like I said, physical or physical damage, who are agility heroes. Her third skill is Active Deceit. Amira grants a wish to enemies with the intelligence main stat, boosting the healing they receive for 10 seconds. Unfortunately, Amira also damages them, and their magic attack decreases as they receive boosted healing. After the wish expires, the magic attack decrease remains active for 7 more seconds. So this is actually a curse. So this is an actual debuff. So this is something that will get blocked by Ode to Serenity, or cured by Ode to Serenity, or Purifying Sphere, Nebula's ult, etc. So this is, on paper, this seems to be like one of the best abilities, but because this one's easily blocked by Ode to Serenity, because this is obviously a curse, I'm not sure how effective this ability is going to be. So this is going to be, like I said, because, it's pretty easy for mage teams just to bring in Sebastian, and, well, this is not an issue. And then, of course, there are other abilities. You're probably not too worried. Your mages probably aren't too worried about the agility thing, right? Because they're intelligence heroes. Like I said, their intelligence heroes are about half the heroes in the game. There are a whole lot of them. Nearly half the heroes in the game are intelligence heroes, but again, this one could be blocked by Ode to Serenity. If it wasn't Curse, it might be better, but like I said, easily blocked. So I would say this probably not that relevant unless you're actively trying to strip Ode, but again, Ode, like attempts to strip Ode are usually pretty temporary unless you have a way to knock out Sebastian outright, which is easier said than done, especially with Bubbles of Justice running around. The fourth skill is Illusory Alliance, and this one is kind of weird. So it says Amira grants a wish to enemies with the strength's main stat, conjuring a superior ally for them, and forcing them to transfer all buffs to that ally. Unfortunately, superior ally is in fact an illusion that doesn't move, attack, or take damage. We hope that you can't wait for Amira to join other heroes. What team would you like to use her? Who would you pick or against? Share in the comments. Okay, so this is a weird ability. So I don't really understand like what this means by transfer buffs. Is this just for like buffs that are like single targets, so rather than targeting the ally you'd normally target, it targets the illusion instead? Or is this transfer like your AE buffs? Like a lot of buffs are like group buffs, right? Like your artifact buffs. I don't know. It's kind of, so I'm not clear on what this one does. This one will need some testing to really understand. Like there are a couple of like strength. So strength heroes are mostly tanks plus a couple of others. So tanks plus Andvari, Jorgen, Ju, and Tristan. And like I said, I think that's it. Or is Lilith still a strength here? I can't remember. They nerfed Lilith pretty hard. I think they changed her main stat too, so I can't remember. But anyway, so that's just a strength hero. So let's go back into my window here. All right, so let's look for like strength heroes. Like so, Andvari. Like his Nature's Barrier, this is single target, so I'm guessing that would go on to the illusion. I don't know, would Living Earth go on there? It's passive. That's a passive. Probably not. Like I said, I'm not sure. Like, and so Astaroth, his Demon's Allegiance, that might go to the thing, but it's also passive. Like, so I really don't know how that's gonna work. Can the illusion die? So that's a weird ability. Like I said, a lot of tanks don't have like single target buffs. Like a lot of strength heroes, these are all self targets. I mean, I don't know. What does ult like land? What does ult land on the illusion? Like I said, this is a self buff. Does it land on the illusion instead? Like, is this some kind of Jew counter? I have no idea. I don't really, like I said, that is, like, it's kind of vague, like how it's worded. It's kind of vague on what it does. What does it mean? Transfers buffs to illusion. Which buffs? Like, is it stuff like this? Aurora, like I said, she doesn't have any buffs unless it does a transfer rainbow halo to the thing. I don't know. This is kind of like a permanent passive skill. Like I said, passive skills are kind of like not buffs. The rest are just damage, and I guess this one has a short duration stun. So, like I said, I'm not sure. Like, I really don't know, like, what to expect. Reflection of Pain, healing. Taunt? I don't know. Like, maybe this would be good as Zeri. I don't know. Like, I have no idea, like, how that'll interact. So that's definitely an interesting ability. Like, that one will definitely need some testing. Like I said, her abilities are kind of weird. Like, so it says she'll probably be a support. Says like I said, it did say support. So hopefully she'll be a support tier. It's like, so it's hard for me to say where her abilities will actually land. So, like I said, if we look at the Tree of Wisdom here, like I said, so if it's support, that would put her on this branch. It's actually a good branch. A lot of people have been invested just because Sebastian and Isaac are on this branch. It's kind of like the most popular one. But you know, definitely it's better if she supports than mage. Like that, I don't think she needs a lot of the mage tree upgrades, like magic penetration or anything. Like I said, she'd probably like the support stats more anyway. Like I said, I mean, you get some more armor and stuff. Like, you get more health and stuff, which might help her more. Don't know. Like I said, you know, she wouldn't use the magic penetration, but on the other hand, she doesn't need the physical attack either. So, hard to say, but mage branch definitely too crowded. So, it is nice to see a bit more branching out of the branches. Right, so these three branches all have 8+. Like, there's 14, 9, 8, and then this is just 6, 7, 6, and 5. So, more on these branches, definitely, I said, for balance reasons, needed. But yeah, so that's what they say about Amir skills. Hope you guys found this video informative. Thank you for watching.